In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the return of my 6'9 pass first guard. I haven't used this build in a minute, and honestly, the gameplay I'm about to show you guys is actually the first game I have played on this build in a long time. But obviously, with the plus badges I've been accumulating over the seasons, as you guys are able to see, these are my current badges right now. The finishing is all right. The shooting, I was actually, if you guys haven't seen a lot of my gameplays recently, the mid-range has been kind of like my new thing now. And obviously, I've only got a 71 mid-range on this build. I will show you guys the stats in a minute, but you guys will see in the gameplay that gold space creator was going crazy, bruh. These are my playmaking badges. As you guys can see, gold diamond. This build is basically a playmaking slashing lockdown. I don't even know what you want to call this build, but here are the defensive badges I do use on my build right now. As you guys can see, we finally got a Hall of Fame Menace. As you guys can see, I pretty much called it when it was on gold, but finally got Hall of Fame Menace. And honestly, the first game I played was the perfect game to show off this Hall of Fame Menace because the guy decided to run a 5-out against me. And luckily also I had some good teammates for the very first time in a long time. But anyways, man, I'm not going to try to keep you for too long. We are going to get right into the video. But before we do that, let me quickly show you the stats so you guys will see. So in the clip, you guys will see I will be taking some middies. I've only got a 71, but because you have a 78 3 ball, you're able to equip gold space creator, which I am definitely not complaining about. But anyways, man, hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and obviously I'm going to be talking through the gameplay. But yeah, it was a very good game, and yeah, let's get right into it. Now, for those people that do have doubts that maybe am I playing solo or not, as you guys can see, I'm basically going to be showing you guys the full thing right here. I'm going to speed this up for you guys a little bit because I know some people are probably wondering, Fair, I bet you're probably not playing solo. I literally run into the Rec solo, bro. I'm not really that bothered, as you guys can see, for the first time. And you guys will also see the importance of having very good teammates. Now, I don't know why 2K don't give me guys like this more often. One of the key things you're going to see about my teammates in this gameplay is we're all a bunch of two-way players. Now, I don't mind having shot creators on my team. Actually, I do. I don't like having shot creators on my team. It's very, very annoying because y'all don't come here to play no defense. And you guys will see the importance of having team defense on a team in this gameplay because it makes everything easier. When you play good defense, it makes the offense run a lot easier. So for you guys that complain that you're not getting the ball, some of you guys don't even play no defense, bro. So you guys know, I want the ball, I want to shoot, I'm a shot creator, but you don't play no defense, you don't do nothing. As you guys can see, a bunch of two-way players. Even our center, I don't even think is a legit center. I was actually being guarded by a 3-and-D point guard, 6'9" as well. So he's basically a lockdown point guard. Pretty much very similar to my build, but obviously I'm the real lockdown. So we're about to find out. Now you guys will see, obviously they came out, you know, the very first possession, they were trying to help and everything. But you guys will see the bunch of teammates I had, for some reason, honestly, it was the best teammates I could have asked for. Now this was the first shot. Obviously he missed it, but listen, it's a warm-up jump shot. And you guys already know, when I'm on this build, you're gonna learn how to shoot. I've already said that multiple times because I'm gonna keep passing you the ball every single time. But in order to do that, I also need to be a bit aggressive. I need to be able to show these guys that I'm not just gonna be out here just trying to pass to my teammates. But right here, you guys will see me showing off that space career that I talked about. As you guys can see right here, it feels the same as my other builds that have like an 81 mid-range and now I've even got a build of a 94 mid-range, and the timing feels very much the same thing. And the reason why I like the Kobe hop as well is because you don't hop so far away. It also gives you a chance to be able to do that. You guys saw what I was able to do. I was able to stop the animation and be able to throw a lob right there. As you guys can see, we are using that Hall of Fame Menace, and we are being an absolute menace on this build. This guy, you know, again, I have to show him who the 3-and-D point guard is. Obviously, I ain't got no 3-point on my build. For some reason, I've been bricking my threes recently, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I have been bricking my threes. You guys can see with the IQ dot, man. Now, one of the things I also like about the randoms the game put me with is we all decided to pretty much stay in a 5-out on offense. You know, for some reason, when I play the point guard, I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually don't like screens. I actually don't like to use any screens. I like to just, you know, do my thing, you know, set up my teammates and everything. You guys will see once again, you guys can see, look at the Kobe hop. See how I can just stop from that hop and just kind of pass out of it. It's very, very quick. And also because I made the earlier so post hop, the guy has to pretty much guard me close now. But as you guys can see, my PG decided he doesn't want the ball anymore. He doesn't want the smoke anymore. He just, you know, they went to the, you know, the secondary ball handler. I baited him to make the pass. But these guys were not having a good time, bro. These guys were not having a good time at all. But once again, you guys will see that space creator. Honestly, I'm definitely gonna add this to my game on 2K24 because it does go crazy, bro. A lot of centers don't like to contest the mid-range. They just want to sit in the, so you guys can see they're running a 2-3 right now, but because we're in a 5-out settings, you know, this other team, that's how you know they don't have a super high IQ. You can't run as 2-3 zone against a 5-out. It's just you're asking, especially against someone like me or someone, a guard that knows what they're doing. Okay, I've got a super high IQ when it comes to the passing. So if you're gonna run a 2-3 against a 5-out where my teammates are just spacing the floor for me, you're gonna have a very difficult time, bro. As you guys can see, we're just being a menace on this build, but this build is still till today one of my favorite builds to play on, because when I want to get dubs, as you guys can see, I am purple in this build. A lot of my gameplays has been completely solo, but once again, good team defense. Okay, this is one of the things that is missing on this game nowadays, bruh. A lot of randoms don't want to play no defense anymore. Y'all be coming on some weird builds. Now, I've got nothing against, you know, inside bigs. You know, I do like my inside. Well, I don't like them actually, but y'all need to understand that for the importance of spacing, you guys are making the game a lot more difficult. Now, I'm not saying you're not dominant, but if I had an inside big on this game, as you guys can see how everyone's spacing the floor, it would have been a lot harder. I'm not saying I wouldn't have won the game, but it would have just been way harder because their center will just sit in the paint. The runner 2-3 zone. My center probably can't shoot the ball. So, you know, being able to have a bunch of guys that can space the floor, you know, as you guys can see, look at the team defense right here. Look at everyone just kind of switching, playing well. Obviously, I'm locking up my guy. Obviously, like, he ain't going nowhere. We got that Hall of Fame menace as well, just dropping his attributes every dribble move he's doing. But once again, this is another thing I was going to talk about, the importance of team defense. Look how the defense led to an easy offense, bro. A lot of you guys were coming to the rec and just complaining, but you guys get cooked every time on defense. I'm like, bro, every time I play on my center, bro, the amount of times the PGs are just getting absolutely destroyed is disgusting, bro. This is the reason why I keep saying, you shot creators, unless you have a friend with you that has a lockdown build, please do not come into the rec on a point guard build that doesn't have any defense, especially when your offense is like very mediocre, bro. But once again, you guys will see the importance of good defense. Once again, my teammates are helping out. I don't know where it's 2K decided to find his teammates for me, bro, but I certainly was not complaining, right? Now, this wasn't the most crazy gameplay in terms of stats for me, right? But I was locking up their guard. Like, he was having a super hard time. As you guys can see, the stats aren't like super crazy. We're pretty much doing a bit of everything on this build, because this build is an all-rounded build. You can do everything apart from, you know, shoot deep threes. You can still hit the threes, but it's not as crazy. But once again, look at the high IQ, because they're in that 2-3 zone. Once again, I told you, someone like me, I am always looking for the pass. If you guys are in a zone, that basically means someone's going to be overloaded on the defense, and I'm going to see that. But look again, good team defense. Everyone is a two-way, and everyone is playing like a two-way. More importantly, you guys can see again, they're trying to, you know, do this stuff, but I'm taking away the drive. There's no space. He has to pretty much force up a jump shot because everyone's playing good defense, bro. And for me, I was actually very excited to play this. I was happy playing this game, bro, because recently, a lot of you guys, I'm not gonna lie, the randoms actually make or break 2K, bro. I think this is one of the things a lot of people don't talk about in 2K, is the importance of having randoms play the game well. Because imagine you're consistently playing against randoms that don't know how to play the game. They just have zero IQ. It makes the game super boring. It's not like, for me, my defense is what makes the game fun for me. I like when we literally lock up guys every possession, bro. You guys can see, look at the score with this team, bro. Look at everyone being able to play defense, bro. Like, everyone is a two-way player, and everyone is playing like a two-way, because what this team ended up doing is, because I was locking up the point guard, they went to the secondary ball handler, and guess what? I'm playing with randoms, so I can't switch, but the randoms are good enough to still keep that up. So we're having a good time. As you guys can see, that stop and go is still gonna be cheesy, bro. If y'all don't do that stop and go movement, you guys are missing out, bro. It's such an overpowered move. But once again, bro, look, I am on that PG. I'm sure that Hall of Fame menace was going crazy. I tried to be fancy right here, and you know, try to throw a lob, try to get everyone involved. But once again, you guys can see that space creator, only a 71 midi, bro. I am loving this. I can't wait, bro, for 2K. And I know for 2K24, because Kobe is the cover athlete, you already know the midi is gonna be going crazy. But once again, you guys can see the hash are constantly open. This is another thing when I play with randoms. A lot of you guys are very impatient. Yes, I understand that a lot of point guards don't play like me in the rec. I completely get that. Yes, I've played with a ton of PGs who are completely trash. Now you're probably thinking, fair? Does your playstyle fit into a super competitive pro-am? The answer to that, honestly, I think is no. If I'm gonna play a super competitive guys, I'm talking about high IQ pro-am players, say Wager for example, I'm definitely not gonna be on this build because I would rather play on my center. I just think I'd rather let the PG, do what they're supposed to do. And I feel like sometimes off-ball players just don't have the IQ to move like me off-ball. So, I wouldn't use this build in a super competitive game. But this is the Rec, right? A lot of teams in the Rec, there's no competition in the Rec, bro. Which this is the reason why I don't like the full 5 idea, bro. Because you guys are just playing consistent, bums the entire game. I know when you play a decent team, you guys will lose because you guys aren't used to facing adversity. You guys aren't used to being down in a game. You guys aren't used to not scoring. You guys aren't used to having to work hard. You guys are just used to playing a bunch of easy games. But once again, you guys will see, bro, a bunch of good team defense. And for me, well, it led to another sort of lost possession. But the good team defense is what gets me excited in the game, bro. Like, even if your offense is not the greatest in this game, you need to understand, when you play good team defense, it leads to stuff like this, okay? Especially if you have a point guard, again, like me, who can pretty much see these passes on the fast break. I'm going to be able to dot guys up. Because Rec is a pick-up fun game, but a lot of people just, I don't know, maybe take that too literally, bro. Like, y'all just be coming out here on some troll stuff. Look at right here. Look at everyone switching on defense. Bearing in mind, I did show you guys, I came in with these guys randomly. I don't know any of these guys. So shout out to them for actually making this game super fun for me to play, because I'm not gonna lie, 2K recently has been super boring, bro. And people don't people don't understand, it's the randoms that are actually making this game super boring. Like, yes, the game can add all these crazy animations. We want to be able to do this, we want to be able to do that. But if the randoms are constantly bad, especially for guys that play solo, just like me, y'all play Rec solo, the randoms can really make or break the game. So 2K needs to find a way to fix the matchmaking to the point where you're playing with guys on your skill level and you're playing against guys on your skill level, because you also need the game to be competitive. Like, if the game is not competitive enough, like, it's gonna be boring. Like, when I go with my friends, I rarely ever do this, but for some reason, sometimes, say like my full squad are available and we go to the Rec, bro, it is an absolute nightmare because we can't even finish 2 quarters, right? Everyone's just constantly quitting. And then you have that one guy in another team that's going to stay the entire game, even though they're losing by like 100 points, and just there wasting everyone's time. So for me, I would prefer to play solo. If 2K was to get rid of, like, I know some people are like, oh, we should be able to go to Rec with 3 or 4 players, but if 2K was to completely get rid of like the squad and versus no squad Rec, I would actually be very happy, because I'm always gonna be in that no squad Rec feel. Because me, I would rather play random versus random, bro, because that game is fun. There's no one cheesing, no organized plays. Everyone's just trying to learn how to be better. But as you guys can see, we completely blew out this team. It was an absolute like blowout. Very good teammates. You guys can see. Also, you guys can see that the menace going crazy. I'm sure the menace was affecting and making the steals a little bit easier for me. So I know 2K24 is around the corner, man. I can't wait for 2K24. But once again, I do think, regardless of what 2K does in the game, like, the game could be 2K24 could be the best game ever. If the randoms are trash and you're consistently playing against other full 5s, it's not gonna make the game any better, bro. So 2K needs to find a way to balance the matchmaking so the game is constantly fun, for the casuals, for the super casuals, for the solo players, for the competitive players, for the park players, for the stage players. Just make it fun to the point where everyone is like, oh wow, this is a good game. Because if you're constantly playing good games, you're constantly locked in. If you're like just strolling and trolling, that's when guys in the games get a little bit boring. So yeah, man. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. I've got a couple more videos for you guys to watch moving forward. But anyways, hope you enjoy it, and I will catch you guys in the next video.